Welcome to the SOULFIRE podcast, where healing is raw, truth is sacred, and your story gets to burn and rebuild in the same breath. I'm Power Coach Alicia, pattern breaker, soul mirror, fire starter, and the unapologetic voice of the burn it down and rise anyways revolution. We don't fluff your wounds, we don't filter your truth, and we don't water down healing so that people stay comfortable. You've spent way too damn long proving your worth to people who only love the version of you that stayed small, quiet, and convenient. If you've ever swallowed your truth to keep the peace, shrunk yourself to stay chosen, or disappeared in your life, this season isn't just a reset or another motivational podcast. This is where you reclaim your voice, your fire, and your fucking self. I'll give you the truth that heals, frameworks that hold, and soul codes that will change how you live, lead, love, and rise. Lovey, come forward. It's time for you to embody your wholeness. And I'm not only leading this season, I'm living it right beside you. Let's fucking go. One of the deepest shifts in your life is the moment that you realize that waiting for permission has been costing you years of your quality life. And our April series is helping you realize that you were never lost. You were just misaligned. And this entire series is about walking you back into yourself, into your identity, into your rhythm, into your truth, into your flow, into your soul's calibration, so that everything that you build outside of you connects with you. And I want you to know and realize that everything that you build outside of you actually works with you when you come from this angle. Now, as women specifically, right, we tend to go through life with this weird permission slip that we're looking for. It's like, but the thing is we operate with it like it's a requirement, but it's actually a pattern. And many, many, many women move through life unconsciously, waiting for someone to validate your idea, waiting someone to affirm your choices, waiting for proof before you trust your fucking self. And waiting becomes your delay in every single fucking thing you could have possibly ever imagined that you wanted. A delay in business and healing and becoming and love and connection and vacation, like travel and, who you wanted to be outside, right? The doctor, the lawyer, the this, the that. Permission patterns often, though, begin in childhood, but they create your adult destiny. And that's why this series launches our podcast for Wealth and My Frequency, because you've got to be walked back into yourself and your identity, your rhythm, your truth, your flow, and your calibration in order for this to change, right? Otherwise, you will continue looking outside of yourself for that permission that was always yours to give to you. Because every time you wait, you hand your power away. Every time you stall because you're looking outside yourself for that fucking validation that will come. Let me tell you, it will come. But when you get that validation, pay a fucking attention to how long it lasts. It only lasts maybe minutes or a day or two. If you're lucky, a fucking week. And on a rare occasion, maybe a month. Maybe. But in my world, with the thousands of women that I have helped heal their soul and walked back into themselves, it lasts minutes. Why? Because your validation, your permission cannot come from outside of you. And it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man or whatever you identify as, it cannot come from outside of you. It is literally a diametrically opposed motherfucking rule for sovereignty and self-respect and the rhythm in which you move and how you live and how you feel. And this episode is all about your queendom beginning where your permission ends. Waiting for permission actually teaches your nervous system that your truth is incomplete without external approval. And once that belief is activated, your decisions become heavier and your momentum slows down. Your leadership weakens. Your confidence is nowhere to be found. Your self-love and self-respect and your self-esteem is on shaky ground. It's all over the fucking place all of the time. And this is where so many women lose years of themselves and wake up one day and look in the mirror and they don't recognize themselves. Okay? It's because you keep pausing at your own threshold, waiting for something outside of you to give you what has lived within you the entire fucking time. And your birth chart reveals exactly where these permission patterns live. Okay. It shows you where your self trust is broken and where your leadership is meant to rise, where your natural authority is designed to express yourself. That's why I created the Birth Chart Soul Wealth course, because it walks you through your exact blueprint, your patterns, your purpose, and your aligned next steps. Now, the link is in the show notes. So click that. You'll be taken over to the Queendom School community. Join at the VIP level, and you will get the Birth Chart Soul Wealth course. And it is worth every single bit of it. I have a few clients who their life is so busy and so full that the only thing they've been able to get through is that Birth Chart Soul Wealth course. And it has changed everything: how they do business, how they commit their time, what they say yes to, what they say no to, how they stand in their power, how they use their voice. Just this. And there is so much more where this Birth Chart Soul Wealth course came from inside of the Queendom. And just this one stop has changed their entire fucking life, even in how they interact with their partner. I would look into their eyes before I even created the Birth Chart Soul Wealth course, how they operate with their partner, how they speak to their partner, all of that. And then I looked at, just maybe 2 weeks ago, looked into her eyes again. And I even said to her, man, your eyes are so sparkly for him. You look like you are so in love with him. And you know what she said? I am. I just love him so much. I'm not saying that she didn't love him before. The way she looked at him, though, was different before. So because she understands herself at a level that you will not get anywhere else, because nobody delivers the way that I do and the way that I articulate it and the way that I have built these courses, it unlocked something in her, within and for and by herself: a validation, a permission, a connection, a rhythm, a flow, a calibration that was never going to come outside of herself, but that she operated that way. Boundaries were being obliterated. Commitments were being made that she didn't want to make. Just the way that she was moving was, life was taking her on this path. Instead of her choosing, all of her sovereignty, all of her power was being taken away. There was no way she was going to be able to build her own queendom that she has and is so brilliant and has so much to offer, because there was this interesting almost permission coming from the outside of herself, and she was being taken away in these ways. And, her entire relationship changed with her partner, with the way that I view that she looks at him and operates with him. And so to me means that it upgraded. So her entire relationship with her partner upgraded. I don't want to say changed. I don't like that verbiage. It upgraded because of her coming in to herself. Because where permission ends, leadership begins. So go to the show notes, click the link, join the Queendom at the VIP level, and just watch the Birth Chart Soul and Wealth course change your life before anything else that I have for you in there. I have wealth camps once a month. I have soul camps once a month. I have your soul money roadmap workshop once a month. We've got accountability sessions for you, plus other drops that I do just to help you be in your rhythm, be in your flow, and be calibrated to your fucking self. Okay. Leadership is all about self-authorized energy. Write that down. My soul leadership is all about self-authorized energy. My soul leadership is all about self-authorized energy. My soul leadership is all about self-authorized energy. It's when your decisions come from inner certainty and your own soul truth and your aligned conviction that your business changes, that your voice sharpens and becomes more powerful. And that's when your life becomes yours again. And let me just tell you this. Most times people aren't going to like it, because this goes from people being able to maybe contort you or move you or talk to you or put on you or expect from you things and in ways that they've been used to. And then all of a sudden you shift, and because your permission and your authority and your validation comes from yourself, they're not giving you that anymore. So they're now missing something. And this can come in forms of them feeling, resentful because of what you said or what you did, or even retaliating against you for that, or holding contentment. But you know what? That's all their problem. Because if you're someone who hasn't moved and spoken and operated from your own soul power, been very, very, very direct and laid things out and been more people pleasing and, tiptoeing around things and buttering everything up, which usually comes across as passive aggressive. I'm going to let you know that right now. It's usually was received as passive aggression, right? Because then when you step into this, people are like, what the fuck? This is how you felt. This is what you had to offer. This is what you had to say, but you really weren't fucking saying it. Like, right? And yeah, I mean, I think there's some of that to hold on you, right? But that resentment, contentment, anything that they're going through, their emotional downfalls and whatever the fuck, because you stood in your power, that's on them to work through. And then you guys can come back together and have, powerful conversations about that. But this is when your life becomes yours again. And in the last episode 4, is where you really started reclaiming your space or claiming it for the first time. And this is what happens when you actually stand in it. Your throne is always claimed internally first. You're never going to build a queendom outside of you without claiming yourself first. Because before the outer world sees your queendom, you must claim it for yourself internally. That means choosing before you feel certain, before you know everything and how it's all going to go, and moving before you get the applause or the accolades or people telling you how amazing you are, and trusting before the evidence is even there. That's what fucking life is all about, trusting before the evidence is there. This is where the real crown is placed. Now, this episode brings our 4-part series for April to a close. So it's bringing the series to a close, but it's opening the threshold. April is your return. It's always been about your return to you. And now you have released the conditioning and remembered yourself, and you have claimed your space. So now your throne is no longer this maybe theoretical energy or something that someone or anything or everyone else is controlling, because you are standing in it. You are guiding it. You are leading. There is I don't even know how to put this. There is my brain is not working right now. I probably won't even cut this out of the episode. I don't do a lot of editings. I don't like to, or edits. I'm not a big person of being fucking perfect, but in the Gaia streaming service app, you learn a lot about aliens. Maybe you've watched Ancient Aliens, and so there's these stories and experiences. That's the word I'm looking for. People have had these experiences where they've been on alien, which just means, non-human life, ships. And when you walk in them, everything is smooth. There's no buttons, there's no controls, there's no nothing, right? Now, hold on with me for a fucking second. This is not about aliens. This is about bringing the entire month of April to a close. So don't act like a fucking fool. I don't care what your religion is. I don't give a fuck what your belief system is. Just hold with me for a second. There is a point in me telling you this. So when they walk into these spaceships, there's no buttons, there's no controls, there's no nothing, because it is controlled by the entities. The non-human intelligence controls them with their mind, with their energy. They just touch a certain spot, and that's what activates this spaceship, right? This alien spaceship. It's controlled by the inside of them to get an outside result. It's humans that do everything on the outside, everything operating on the outside, right? So this is your call home to your soul, to activate, to bring your soul's ship alive. It starts inside. And you are the only one that can control that, because you are the only one that has that vibrational energy match, that when you rest your hands on your own soul, it activates every single thing you need to operate forward. If this landed for you, then you need to be inside the Queendom, inside this community that I've created, where we do this work together, the soul work, the wealth work, the relational work, all of it. Link is in your show notes. If you join or when you join at the VIP, you're getting that birth chart soul and wealth course, and you're getting so much more where that came from. So April has been walking you through everything that we've talked about today. And like I said, the last 3 episodes, we started by opening the people pleasing patterns and how it pulled you out of your own rhythm. And then from there, we went deeper into the woman you were before everything and everyone told you who the fuck to be. After that, we moved into what it actually looks like to claim your space and lead from your own truth. And then this episode is where it all comes together, where your rhythm is yours again, where your identity is leading again, and where your life starts organizing around what is true for you. And from this space, everything you build moves differently. That's why the Birth Chart Soul and Wealth course is changing lives in a fucking instant, because it changes everything and how you build and how you move differently. So if you skipped any part of this series, I highly recommend that you go back and let yourself walk it out all the way through, because this was always about helping you come back to yourself. The things in my world aren't here to just, more for you to do, more for you to do, more for you to do. No, actually what you're going to find is in my world, you're actually doing less everywhere else and taking and redirecting that energy for and into yourself so that you are a part of this operating system of your life, right? And that you're giving to yourself, that you're upgrading your own software, that you're paying attention to the glitches in the software and making the next upgrades and just really paying attention to you and what you need. Now declare this: my truth leads my life, and I move for my own permission. My truth leads my life, and I move for my own permission. My truth leads my life, and I move for my own permission. And remember this: you are worth it. You are always fucking worth it. And the world needs who you were made to be, so show up every single fucking day as the badass you are and slay. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you next time. Oh my gosh, Queen, thank you so much for being here, because we're all in this together through this journey called life. And if something landed for you today, if something moved inside of you in this episode and you felt that fire light the fuck up in you, then your next step is to step forward for yourself into the Queendom, because this is where we do this work together live every single month. The soul work, the healing, the wealth blueprint, all tied to your birth chart and your soul's design. So just click the link in the show notes to start your free 7-day trial and know that this castle was built for you. We will see you inside.